Okay, we're going back to our buddy, American Redact. Whoops.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise.
Not what I meant to do. Okay. We're going back to our buddy, American Redact. We're going to watch... He decided to commentate on Druski's political sort of... I'm just going to say strategic whiteface, right? Strategic whiteface that he did to piss off all of the worst people on the internet and have them all cry about why you're allowed to do whiteface but we're not allowed to do blackface. Like all those types of people. So he really he really crushed it on this one. The amount of discourse surrounding this, if you got American Redact talking about it, like it's it's a big deal. So we're gonna watch this video by American Redact. This is the comedy sketch that ruined Erika Kirk and MAGA. We'll see if it actually ruined them or not. Here we go.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs because they are the ones who mattered most.
Alright, so if you haven't seen it already, the comedian by the name of Druski just dropped a massively viral skit online titled How Conservative Women in America Act, where he seemingly impersonates Erika Kirk in the skin-crawling PR run that she did after her husband's unfortunate and horrific assassination last year. And quite honestly, it might...
Was that the funeral? Wasn't that the funeral, guys? Isn't this right here? Isn't this Charlie Kirk's funeral? Look at it, dude. This is insane.
Husband's unfortunate and horrific
I guess I never really watched the actual original video.
And quite honestly, it might just be the smartest thing he's ever done. Because nearly everyone, whether they're on the right or the left, can see that Erika Kirk is an extremely bizarre and off-putting individual. Like everything she's done in the media since her husband's tragic assassination made most people feel deeply unsettled. So this was a masterful move by Druski. And
she's a clout shark. She's the best clout shark to have ever existed. She killed her husband and then stole his fucking job and then rose to the top and then got like an important position in like the military or something. Like she's the biggest clout goblin that has ever fucking existed.
And honestly, it was a complete layup. I mean, he didn't even have to put any extra effort into the acting since her actions just speaks for itself.
Ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
But we serve a just God. And I rest easy in knowing that he's sovereign, but he's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
She really is like, she looks like she's faking it so much. And I do truly believe that, I don't know, at this point I just believe that she does not give a shit about Charlie Kirk, which, you know what, I'm right there with you, Erika. We can, if you ever need someone to trash talk your you know, the husband or whatever, then you always got someone you can call in me, okay?
And honestly, pretty impressive research and execution from Druski and his team here. I mean, they even managed to make fun of how Erika Kirk allegedly bought thousands of dollars worth of Lululemon yoga apparel after Charlie's passing, which just highlights how this whole thing just seemed like one big grift from Erika Kirk. And I wouldn't doubt that she's made millions of dollars off of this entire thing by now.
Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit.
Oh.
It has been a long day.
Oh, you gotta, oh my God. I don't even know if you can recover from that, man. That was rough.
Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Oh, no.
The most satisfying part about this whole Druski skit, though, is how furious the MAGA snowflakes are getting over it.
Hell
Like the
yeah.
same people who gave a standing ovation to Elon Musk after he said it's time to legalize comedy, followed by a very clear and distinct Nazi salute, are the same people who are now butthurt at a comedian for making jokes. Like Ted Cruz.
Comedy was legal. Oh man, they're all the little snowflakes. They're all so sad about the legalized comedy. Aw.
Example, retweeted Druski's video saying that it was beneath contempt, even though he also tweeted that the left hates comedy. Not
Druski
even
should do him next.
that long ago.
There's some good content, Ted Cruz content. How he went to like Mexico or whatever during the winter storm. I remember that one.
Another guy who was pretty butthurt about these jokes was also the balding political commentator who's too afraid to take off his beanie, Tim Pool, as he just released a pathetic video on YouTube titled "He Mocked Her," where in it you can see his co-hosts holding back their laughter while Tim Pool sat there thinking really hard about how he would defend Erika Kirk.
Yeah, let's jump to this this viral video from Druski, making fun of Erika Kirk, and a lot of people like it.
I never saw this.
But let me just start by playing the video, and then we'll show you some of the responses.
How can you not laugh at this? This is hilarious.
It's titled, How Conservative Women in America Act.
Is that him?
Yep.
He's loving it, dude.
And I just want to say that we are dealing with what I would describe as mass formation psychosis. I recommend any one of you go on the threads and just look at content related to Erika Kirk. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, there is one group of people I think that, or maybe one person in particular, that I do think actually has psychosis related to Erika Kirk. And as far as I know, Candace Owens isn't a left-winger, but I do think that she might be one who legitimately has psychosis when it comes to Erika Kirk. I think Druski is just, making a legalized comedy joke here.
If
we also need Druski, I think what they're mad about is that Druski never thanked them. Druski never thanked them for making comedy legal again so that he could do this skit, because he would not have been allowed to do the skit if Joe Brandon was still in charge. So I think that what would have solved all of this entire problem is if Druski just thanked them before he did the skit. This one goes out to all of the MAGA people who legalized comedy again. That's what he should have said at the beginning.
Like, if she were to walk out on the street, somebody would just... The amount of psychosis on threads and coming from the left, and largely just women, has freaked me out.
So aside from the skit being both accurate and hilarious, the sheer outrage that it's caused on the far right might just be more enjoyable, because they really can't think of any good rebuttals to it. Like as you just saw, Tim Pool just blames the left and women in general for the hatred of Erika Kirk, even though pretty much everyone feels this uncanny valley of...
Dude, you gotta stop. You gotta stop defending her, man, because she is not going to turn this ship around. Like, she lost her chance. Like, she lost her opportunity. She had a decent amount of opportunities to try and turn this ship around and like stop behaving like a clout hungry freak, and she just chose not to. So she's going to get clowned on, and by extension, her dead husband is also going to get clowned on. And I'm here for it, to be honest, but you're not going to fix this, okay? This is something that is to some extent bipartisan. Everybody sees that Erika Kirk is a little clout shark who just wants to make as much money off of her husband as possible.
For the hatred of Erika Kirk, even though pretty much everyone feels this uncanny valley effect radiating from Erika every time she opens her mouth. I would even go as far as to say that most of the criticism for Erika Kirk has been from people who are actually heavily conservative. Like Joe Rogan, for example, admitted the other day on his podcast with Mark Normand that he too feels like there's something off about Erika Kirk.
That's what I'm saying, Tim. Even Joe Rogan realizes like this ship has sailed. We're not pulling it back. Charlie's legacy is this now. Charlie's legacy is just getting memed on into oblivion on Twitter, and there's no coming back from that. So I think you should just ride the wave now, man. Like, have fun, hang 10. It'll be great. You'll have a great time, Tim, if you just if you just drop the whole pretending to care about this thing and just have some fun with it, like Joe Rogan. Look at how happy Joe Rogan is right now. Do you see this? I haven't seen him this happy since before all the Epstein shit came out. You know what I'm saying?
Adding in that he's been hearing talks about her being Charlie's secret handler appointed by the government, which is just a conspiracy, but if you go down some rabbit holes anywhere on social media, you would know what Joe's talking about here.
Yeah, that Elvis is real. Like, we used to have a fun, kind of playful conspiracy.
Tupac's still alive.
Yeah. And then now it's all out of whack.
Now it's Macron's got a dick.
Exactly.
I've heard Erika Kirk's got a dick. I've heard that one.
Whoa, well, she seems thrilled right now.
She's an odd duck.
She's a kook for sure.
You ever seen the compilation of her making crazy eyes?
No.
There's a video of her making demon eyes, and every time she makes the eyes, the music. It's so ridiculous.
Possessed.
Do you see how happy you could
intense.
be?
But yeah, she seems she's having a good.
Do you see how happy we all are on the dunking on Erika Kirk bandwagon? Hop on in, man. The water's fine. Okay, come on over to our side. You'll have a great time.
Well, she was on a reality show, you know.
Yes.
So she's a star fucker.
A little bit.
Maybe.
She was also in some weird CIA documents or CIA films.
Is that right?
Like, yeah. You ever seen those films?
No.
She's doing a CIA informational video.
Weird.
Like an acting gig, or is this something else?
Perhaps. Or,
I know,
you know, but even so, you're doing an acting
He's
gig
going down
for
the Candace route.
Who calls you for that?
Yeah.
You ever get one of those calls?
No.
No, I never got one of those calls.
And my agent never hit me with that one.
Yeah. It's odd. Well, there's a lot of people that think that she was his handler. She was Charlie Kirk's handler. But of course, there's a lot of people that think I have antlers.
Yeah.
You know.
And so, conspiracy aside, you just know that Erika Kirk's an objectively creepy person if guys like Joe Rogan are talking like this about her. Because, as you may know by now, Joe Rogan's blindly loyal to the Trump administration, and he usually regurgitates any of their narratives without a second thought. So the fact that this topic has both sides of politics agreeing with each other is simply just another reason as to why this skit from Druski was pure comedic genius. Like the reason that video got nearly 1 million likes in 24 hours on Twitter alone is because Erika Kirk's skin-crawling PR parade was possibly one of the strangest things that's happened in the past decade. And Druski simply just capitalized on that. Therefore, this was just a net positive for the guy. I just wish it were longer, because there's a long list of freakish things Erika Kirk did that were left.
He should have put the leather jacket on or whatever, or was it the leather pants? I can't remember. It was leather something, and then gone and tried to like steal JD Vance or whatever from his woke wife. I say she's woke because she's Indian or whatever, but because that's kind of how they think or whatever. But yeah, they should have done that part. That was pretty funny too.
Left out of the skit, like when she cozied up next to Donald Trump while Trump was biting his lip, or when she said something along the lines of how she always saw JD Vance as a potential romantic partner.
Dude, I saw it so I grew up in like some like local religious like sort of like choirs sort of stuff or whatever. Like I was involved in some stuff like that as a kid, and I saw so many people who looked exactly like this. There's a certain look I feel like when it comes to a little bit overzealous Christians that I think that they have a very like, I don't know, they have a look both in their eyes and their face, and then also just like the I don't know, just the vibe that they give off. Also the bleach blonde hair isn't helping either.
And I see no one will ever replace my husband. No.
Except JD Vance.
But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD.
Oh God, I didn't know she was actually going to say that.
To go out through a stream of fireworks and sparklers and stand there in a glittering pantsuit and talk about electing JD Vance 3 months after your husband was killed. Many people feel that there is something off about that.
And so the Erika Kirk files just go on and on.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to think how a normal person would react in this situation, because in my opinion, the only correct thing to do is to have a private, quiet funeral like a family, funeral. I'm sure that he had a shit ton of life insurance. Like, take the life insurance. You're probably set for life at that point, assuming you get, whatever stake in Turning Point USA or whatever. And obviously don't become the figurehead of the movement that your husband was just like that he just died or whatever for, or I guess, I don't know, that he was in charge of, because yeah, I don't know. I think that's the only way that she could have gotten out of this alive. At least stay out of the limelight for a year. And then after a year, you can maybe start your fucking podcast. I would suggest a different podcast than Turning Point USA, though. I would suggest Erika Kirk Processing Grief or something, whatever you want to call your podcast. But yeah, I think that would have been a better route.
He still drilled the ball out of the park with this one. Of course, there is a small percentage of extremely dense, uneducated people from the right that are up in arms about Druski doing quote-unquote whiteface, which is so stupid because, newsflash, whiteface isn't even a thing. And I thought that went without saying, and that we all learned this in 8th grade. But just to remind everyone, it's impossible for a black person to be racist towards a white person, or to do whiteface. Because racism is tied to a little thing called systemic discrimination and generational trauma, which black people have never held over white people. So
okay, I would phrase it a little differently. For all of you people who are like, what? That's not possible. Black people have been mean to me or whatever. Everybody out there who might have felt a little weird about the way he phrased that. I would say it this way. Individuals can engage in individual acts of racism against white people, okay? They can be on an individual level, they can be I don't want to serve you because you're white or something. Someone theoretically could say that. I don't think it happens that often, but someone could say that, and it would be an act of racism, right? But they only exist on an individual level when it comes to white people. When it comes to black people, it is systemic and vast, okay? And that is obviously why that those are taken much more seriously. Systemic violence is much worse than individual acts or whatever. Systemic racism, I mean, as opposed to individual acts of racism. And doing whiteface is in no way racist against white people, because there is no history of black people putting on whiteface to make fun of and perpetuate harmful stereotypes and just generally dehumanize white people, right? That's not a thing that has ever happened in history, as far as I'm aware. If you can show me a point in time where white people were discriminated against by black people by them putting on whiteface to dehumanize them and make them feel stupid on a systemic basis, please let me know in the comments. But I have never heard of that ever happening in the past, so obviously it is not racist to do that now.
Though the same actions don't really carry the same weight whatsoever. But let's just pretend for a second that whiteface was a real thing, because if that were true, it doesn't even work for Druski, as I'm pretty sure his grandpa is German and has blue eyes and blonde hair.
I'm actually intrigued to know, because when I ask Americans where they're from, they just say America. But do you know your
real
background?
Roots? Damn. I think my dad.
He's our Aryan brother, right, people?
No way.
Yeah, our last name is German, Des Bordes, but it's pronounced Debord.
Oh, right.
Debord. Yeah, the S's are silent, but I think it's German. It's a German last name.
Do you know what you need to do then?
Like my dad even has green eyes, and then the rest of his family on his side all have green eyes. I didn't get it. They probably skipped me.
Yeah.
Maybe my kids. We'll see.
No, that's lit. A black person with green eyes. That's an automatic cheat code.
I wish he would have gave it to me, man.
So this whiteface card that the Gunther Eaglemans of the internet are running with is so sloppy and pathetic, because the two things are vastly different. Blackface has a long and ugly history stemming all the way back to the 1800s and early 1900s, where white performers used the movie. There is just zero in white chicks.
Let's go.
Whiteface is tied to, well, Druski and white chicks. the movie.
White chicks.
Like there's just zero.
There were the same reactionary tendencies back then. There were like the same types of people who were saying, yeah, but if a black person did it, it'd be racist. You know, like this has existed even, you know, back then. And I'm sure that it will exist long into the future. Reactionaries trying to equate these two in order, like blackface and whiteface, in order to minimize blackface and also so that they can feel like special little snowflake victims who need to be pampered by society, which is the primary goal.
Comparison here. And you really just expose yourself as a misinformed bigot if you think there is. Like this guy, for example, who of course Theo Von follows on Twitter, went viral for this tweet yesterday saying, honest question, if a prominent black leader had been assassinated and a white comedian put on a blackface and mocked his widow, what would happen? Which you can already tell that he thought that that was an absolute zinger. Like
yeah, that's stupid. Also, they did that. I mean, not blackface or whatever, but like Steven Crowder did a literal reenactment of George Floyd's death, like a comedy skit, like a parody basically of George Floyd's death. Like they do this shit already. Like they might not, like, I'm sure they wish they could do blackface for it, but they don't go that far because they know like that is going to be like a step too far for like even most racist white people. Most racist white people like their racism to be like a little bit hidden. They don't like it to be like, you know, visceral, like outward, like someone screaming the N-word at somebody, you know, like they want it to be systemic and hidden so that they don't have to feel like they're bad people for, you know, being around it, basically.
He probably thought this was a deeply philosophic take, but in reality, it just shows you how dumb a portion of people in America are. Like, this is an actual grown man who believes that Druski dressing up as Erika Kirk is the same thing as blackface. And he's genuinely offended by that and believes his race is being discriminated against, which is beyond hilarious. And again, I don't think most people are dumb enough to think blackface and whiteface are the same thing, but the fact that this has like 40,000 likes by now is pretty concerning. With that being said, though, I do think that a large portion of conservatives found Druski's skit to be downright hilarious, especially someone like Candace Owens, who's one of Erika Kirk's.
Dude, she has a smile, like, honestly, that can light up the room, man. She's my queen, my reactionary right, black white supremacist queen but like seriously though, like she's I feel like if she wasn't such a, you know, a little freak, like she would be like a pretty fun person to like listen to or hang out with if I had to guess.
Largest critics, and actually has an entire 8-part series.
See, she doesn't look fake when she's laughing. She looks completely real.
Series on her channel. Is one of Erika Kirk's largest critics, and actually has an entire 8-part series on her channel diving down the conspiracy rabbit hole on the woman. So in her reaction to Druski's video, she summed up why Druski's skit took off pretty well here. And whether you like Candace Owens or not, what she had to say about Erika Kirk and Christian grifters in general here is pretty on the money.
People recognize all across the world that something's not right with Erika Kirk, and your best to guess if you were,
she's a clout shark.
I mean, just trying to extend the most rope to her, you would say maybe she didn't love him. Maybe she just didn't love him. She didn't even like the guy. They're fighting in the end, and that's why she's just like, okay, whatever, I don't care. We were on the rocks or something like that. But even if you were a friend of his, you'd be reacting differently. Everything's wrong. And that is why comedians have picked it up. Comedians like Tim Dillon, comedians like Joe Rogan, and like Druski, who has dropped an absolute viral video kind of mocking more broadly conservative women. This is how everybody's feeling. Everybody, for the first time, it's not left or right. It's like everyone's united in feeling this.
Exactly.
It feels fake.
See, this is what they wanted, right? We're no longer so polarized. Everybody's loving this. We need more of this, actually. Maybe Druski's gonna change the entire dynamics of politics going forward. Maybe he should run for president. Maybe Druski should run for president as Erika Kirk. Like he can pretend to be her and then run for president, and then everybody can unite behind him, and it'll be wonderful. It'll be glorious, everybody.